In this episode, I'll be sharing more about the hidden block that's stopping your manifestations. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Katie, and after many years as a struggling single mum, I transformed into a highly successful manifester with multiple businesses, better relationships, financial abundance, and way more peace, joy, and happiness in my life. Each week, I share the real secrets around how to manifest successfully, as well as the amazing and sometimes crazy lessons I've learned along the way, so that you can apply it all to your own manifesting, transforming your life from the inside out. This is That Manifesting Podcast.
Welcome back to That Manifesting Podcast. Wednesday again. I feel like I say this every week, but yeah, finally February. Thank the Lord. I'm fully expecting spring to be here now. Every day going out, looking for my daffodils. Still just seeing slugs and moss and rain. But hey ho, I live in hope. I hope your week has been really good. This episode this week, I am really, really excited about it because it's the work that I do with my clients around this topic that has the biggest breakthroughs, the biggest realizations about where things may have been going wrong with manifesting. And I can't wait to share a bit more about it with you today. Okay, today's question of the week, it's a non-manifesting one, and it is, how do you like to chill out? What a great question. I love chilling out. I don't get to do it as much as I would like. To be fair though, if I chilled out as much as I wanted to, I would probably spend most of my life chilling out because I do love it. But when I do get time to chill out, my favourite way to do that, no, it's not going for walks in nature. No, it's not meditating. It is indeed laying on my sofa watching TV. That is my favourite way to chill out. I am a TV junkie. I love reality TV. I am all about trashy reality TV, whether it's Love Island, Married at First Sight, The Traitors. Oh my God, The Traitors. I'm not going to give any spoilers if you haven't watched it yet. If you haven't watched it yet, you clearly have no phone and no social media because it's all anyone is talking about. But yeah, you can tell I'm excited, can't you? I'm very excited by all this reality TV. But I also love murder programmes, you know, these murder documentaries, and weirdly find those relaxing to watch. But yeah, I love anything reality TV. So that is how I like to chill out. Probably not what you'd expect for a manifesting mentor. It's not very spiritual, is it? But it makes me happy. If you want to send me a question, it can absolutely be anything about me or about manifesting or about you and a situation that you're going through. There's a link below. You can text into the show. It's completely anonymous, so I won't even know who you are if you don't tell me your name. Or you can send me a DM on social media. My name on all the platforms is The Manifesting Mindset. Okay, let's get into this episode. This is one I've wanted to do for ages, so I'm really looking forward to doing this. I really think it's going to help you. You might need to listen to it a couple of times because it can be a lot to take in when you first start to hear about this. The question that I have for you, have you ever done everything right, or it felt like you had when it came to manifesting something? So maybe you'd set clear intentions, maybe you'd visualised, you'd focused on raising your energy, your vibration, and yet it still didn't happen. And you were left wondering, what is it that I am missing here? Why is this not happening? Well, what I would tell you is, it's not about what you're doing. It's about what you believe about yourself. And if deep down you don't believe that you're worthy of what you're trying to manifest, it's not coming. And it's called the worthiness block that's stopping it from happening. Now, this isn't the only block to manifestation, because there are 6 core manifestation blocks that I teach my clients that can stop what you want from coming to life. But of all of them, the worthiness block is the most common one, and it's the most damaging. Why? Well, it's so deeply ingrained that most people don't even realise that they have it. It can disguise itself as logic, as practicality, as not being ready yet. But really, it's a subconscious belief that's whispering to you, you don't deserve this. Now today, I'm going to break down exactly why this block happens, how you can spot the signs, and how to start breaking free of this block once and for all. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do any of these thoughts feel familiar? Do you ever tell yourself, I'm just not the kind of person who has that kind of success? Or maybe something like, I don't think I could handle that level of love, money, attention, whatever it might be. Or maybe you think things like, people like me don't get that. Insert whatever it is that you're talking about. Now, these thoughts can often be disguised as, oh, I'm just being realistic. And they might feel harmless. But actually, they can be revealing something huge, which is a hidden belief that you don't actually deserve what you're trying to manifest. And that belief is the invisible wall between you, your dream life, your dream relationship, your dream financial situation, whatever it may be. And this is the worthiness block. Now, manifestation doesn't just give you what you want. I wish it was as easy as that. It gives you what you believe you're worthy of receiving. And if deep down you don't believe you're worthy of something, you'll block opportunities without realising it. You'll self-sabotage when things start going well. And you'll settle for less than what you fully, truly want. This block doesn't just affect one area of your life. If you have it, it can show up in everything. Relationships, money, career, everything. In relationships, the worthiness block can make you attract emotionally unavailable partners or push away love when it comes too close. You might believe that you have to prove your worth to be loved, or that you're not lovable unless you meet certain conditions. With money, the worthiness block makes you undercharge if you run your own business. You might struggle to ask for a raise if you're employed. You might feel like you're not ready for a promotion. Or you might just feel guilty about wanting more money. You might say things like, I just need enough to get by. Or people like me will never have lots of money. Without realising that that's actually coming from a deep belief that abundance is not meant for you. Now, this block shapes everything. The good news is that once you recognise it, you can absolutely change it. So where did this block come from? Because the thing is, no one's born feeling unworthy. It's something we learn. There are 3 big ways that this worthiness block is created. See if any of them feel like they could be relevant for you. The first one is childhood conditioning. Think back to your childhood. How did you feel compared to other people? Were your achievements downplayed? Were you made to feel like you had to earn love, attention or praise, whether it's from your family or whether it's from friends? If so, your subconscious could have absorbed a dangerous belief, I'm only valuable if I prove myself. This belief could have then followed you into adulthood, showing up as overworking, overgiving, or never feeling ready to go after what you truly want. The second way that it could have come into your life is repeated experiences of not enough. The brain loves repetition. If you've been in situations where you felt rejected, ignored, overlooked enough times, your mind starts to expect it. And here's the thing, your mind will always look for more evidence to back up and strengthen the worthiness block. It's called confirmation bias. Your brain filters reality to prove what it already believes. If you already believe that you're not worthy of love or success or money, your brain will look for experiences to confirm that belief. You'll notice every rejection, but you'll overlook every moment of acceptance. You'll focus on the one time that you were ignored, but you'll forget the times that you were valued. You'll find reasons why things can't work out for you, and you'll reinforce the idea that you're not worthy of them. And that's why the worthiness block is so powerful. Because once it's in place, it feeds itself. It doesn't need you to help it. It just does it by itself. And the interesting thing that I've found with a lot of my clients is that the worthiness block, if it has come up from repeated experiences of not being enough, the actual initial time that they felt it was something very small. It could have just been not being invited to a birthday party as a child. And that was enough to start building the worthiness block. And then there were more and more experiences that proved that. And that's how it built. And that's why the worthiness block is so damaging, because it can start from such a little thing and then it feeds itself without you even realizing it's happening. Here's how the worthiness block interferes with your manifesting. The worthiness block means that you unconsciously block receiving. You might feel uncomfortable with receiving abundance, love, or opportunities because deep down it doesn't feel safe or normal or meant for you. You find ways to avoid it, sometimes without even realising it. You might be the person that if you are given a compliment, you ignore it. You play it down because your worthiness block is stopping you from receiving that love. Maybe someone offers to help you out when you're having a financial tough spot and your go-to place is, I'm no charity case. That can be the worthiness block presenting itself because you're blocking yourself. You're unconsciously blocking the receiving of something because you don't feel like you're worthy of it. Maybe you hesitate to take action, and that will stop you manifesting. Because even when the opportunity is right in front of you, you second guess yourself, you delay decisions, or you make excuses. Not because you're lazy, but because you don't fully believe that you're able to have it. That can show up. People that say, oh, I procrastinate. Yeah, sometimes they do because they are procrastinators. Other times it's the worthiness block. I do it all the time. If I'm doing something new with my work, you wouldn't believe the amount of times I put it off. And I know myself well enough to know that that's my worthiness block. Because if I never have to start the task, I never have to be proven to be no good at it. And it can also impact your manifestations because you start to attract experiences that reinforce your beliefs when you're living from your worthiness block. If you believe you're unworthy, you'll unintentionally attract relationships, jobs, more financial situations that confirm that belief. And this is why people repeat the same patterns over and over and over again. Now, if any of this is sounding familiar, I want to share a very high-level way to start to uncover the root of your worthiness block. Because you can't positive think your way around this. You can't just decide that you're not going to be unworthy anymore. You have to go right back to where it started. There are some steps that you can take right now, if you choose, to start uncovering the root of your worthiness block. The first one is to find the first memory. Ask yourself, when was the very first time I felt like I wasn't good enough? What was said or done that made me question my worth? Who made me feel that way? And have I internalized their words as truth? This is where the real work begins. Because the moment you identify the origin of your block, you start to take its power away. For me, I've talked about it before on the podcast, it was the relationship with my dad. That was where my worthiness block was first formed, when my dad basically abandoned me emotionally to protect his wife. That was the first time I felt like I wasn't good enough. And that's how my block started to manifest itself. And then throughout life, it just built and built and built. And it's still something I struggle with to this day, but it's something that I'm aware of because it is so true that when you can identify the origin, you do take some of the power away from it. If you feel like the worthiness block could be an issue for you, ask yourself those same questions and see what comes up for you. The second thing that you can then do is to identify the patterns in your life. Once you find the root of the unworthiness block, look at how that belief has shaped your life. How has it affected your relationships? How has it impacted your ability to receive money or new opportunities? How has it kept you playing small in your own life? How has it stopped you going for the things that you want? Start to look for the patterns. And the third thing that you can do is rewrite the story. The beliefs that created the worthiness block were never yours to begin with. I had to ask myself, what if that moment in my childhood wasn't proof of my unworthiness, but proof of my dad's limitations? That's what I had to go to. You have to start to rewrite the story and look at things from a different angle and reframe them. For many years, I judged my child self on adult standards, and that was just wrong. I go really deep with this sort of stuff in my private one-to-one mentoring sessions. The conversations that I have with people, honestly, they are incredibly emotional, powerful, and for my clients, it's where things really start to change for them. Helping people to find the exact moment that their block was created and then helping them rewrite that belief is phenomenal. But let me tell you, the worthiness block is a sneaky little shit, because it will keep cropping up again, even when you know where it came from, even when you know how it's impacting you. Like I've just said, mine comes back and I have to tackle it all over again. This is work that never ends. I'm sorry if you think that manifesting what you want in life is like a one and done thing. It's not. It's something that constantly needs work, constantly needs effort. It's a good thing that it's always there, because it keeps you moving forward. I'm a big believer that life, part of us having this human experience, is about improving ourselves and learning things about ourselves, but also learning how to overcome things. So that's what I wanted to share with you. The worthiness block. What it is, how it presents, how you can identify the patterns of it, and how to start rewriting the story of how it was created. I hope you found this helpful. It's got a short episode, but I've shared a lot. So you might need to go back and just listen to this again. And as always, please, 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 I say it every week, but this week I'm saying it with gusto. If you have any questions, text into the show. This is not a one-off topic. This is something that will probably go deeper. Everything is anonymous that you send me, and I would love to help you. Please do text in if you have a particular question about this episode, the worthiness block, or anything else to do with your manifestations.
So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed listening, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and leave a review, because it really does help me to reach more people. I've left some links in the show notes so you can connect with me, or you can grab one of my manifesting resources. Until next week, sending you lots of love, light, and manifesting vibes.